Show me a metropolis and God will show you a mission field. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group Part 2 in the city of Corinth. Now in our study of the book of 1 Corinthians. And Corinthians is not just the location of the book, it's the location of the focus of the book. So when you read in Acts 18 verse 1 where it says, and after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth. Everything in Paul's experience now, everything in his ministry and his testimony now, he's bringing that to Corinth. He's bringing that to this city. And anytime you see a city, what makes a city different than a small town? Usually the number of people. And with a lot of people, particularly a lot of people who have not been born again, unregenerate population, all you're simply doing now is multiplying the low level of spirituality by however many people are in that city. So what you've actually done is you have multiplied the mess. Something that was a drop becomes a stream. And that's why oftentimes we've got to get out of the city in order to connect with heaven, but not just to leave or abandon the city, but to be able to make an impact then on that city. Being sent now, 1 Corinthians chapter 8 says, to what kind of place? Well, as concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world and that there is none other but one. Now, we being believers, we know what an idol is, but read verse 5. For though there be that are called, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be many and lords many. In other words, we know that idols are just a thing. But to the people in this city, the idols are so much more. And there are many idols. There's a multitude of idols. Because of that, now there's a multitude of idolatry to where they have built places of worship, not just an altar in a living room. We're talking about institutionalized idolatry. And it is woven in not just to the culture, it's a part of the economy. And it's not just a part of the economy, it becomes a part then of the culture to make it almost impossible to escape. But that's exactly why God breaks through and sends people like Paul, like Aquila and Priscilla. Now, because of the idolatry, what's the iniquity? What is the pattern that falls because of this broken principle? Verse 9 says, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, because Corinth was full of them, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters. This is like a roll call of the situation in Corinth. For then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such an one, no, not to eat. Please note now, he's diagnosing Corinth as a city. And in verse 11, he says, if a brother be found to be just like the people in Corinth, and he's not bringing them up, but getting in line, you need to part with him. That kind of person, you need to put some distance. We should not follow. Now we're no longer in fellowship. I got to look at you as somebody that I need to minister to. I need to example and mentor and encourage to walk in the walk that I'm walking in. And that's by faith in the power of God through Jesus Christ. This was the situation. And because of the multiplied mess, it was actually begging for a bigger message. It needed more gospel. And that's why where you are, if you're in a city, if you're in a place with a whole lot of people, if you live near a place with a whole lot of people, and even if there's one person on your street in your neighborhood who does not know Jesus, they need to get to know you by how you live. And if the opportunity presents itself, by how you speak. And if they want more than just how you speak, they want to know what you believe. Because a big city is just a place that needs a bigger hope. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If this encouraged you, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to get more, subscribe to our channel. And you can see all 5 parts of this series in the playlist. Make sure you check that out right up here.